Welcome to the Vanarama National League Highlight Show. There were more twists and turns in England's 5th tier this week, and there's only a handful of games left to go until the end of the season. Here are our top stories. It's one small step for Macclesfield, one giant leap for the title. Chester are condemned to life in the National League North. And a happy Halifax boss targets a winning finish. Macclesfield have been ticking all the right boxes as they edge closer to the National League title. Last-minute winners over Gateshead, along with a frantic finish at Woking, they're the hallmark of champions. The Sutton started the weekend with a 9-point lead over nearest challengers Sutton United, who had the unenviable task of trying to take 3 points off Fylde, a feat no side in the top 7 has managed at Mill Farm. Macclesfield's job was simple, a win over Ebbsfleet, and they'd be 4 points away from being champions. Watching this for us was Adam Virgo and first Adam Somerton.
Marsh was caught there, it's flicked forward by Hodgkiss. Burgess will chase, and he's got there too. And bravely done by Ashmore, but still could be a chance, and Blissett's there! And he scores! Blissett for Macclesfield, just shy of the half-hour mark.
Great little run there from Burgess. The pitch makes a difference again. Second or third time now Clark has slipped. Could Ashmore have done a lot more when he came out? In fairness, when it falls to Nathan Blissett, keeps his composure.
3 goals in 4 matches now for Nathan Blissett. Movement there from Lowe. Oh, what a good header. It's Tyrone Marsh who's on the score sheet again. The pressure has paid off for the league leaders, but they're not feeling the pressure at the top of the pile. Macclesfield are cruising, it would seem, to the National League title.
Well, is it one hand on the trophy? Great run there from Lowe, and it's just a desire there from Marsh to get above McCoy. Just get tight enough, no, but it's a brilliant ball in from Whittaker.
Cadwell flicks on, Drury's there, Wabbo's there. Oh, and it might break here for Winfield. Is that a penalty? It is. A lifeline here for Ebbsfleet, a challenge by Jalal.
I don't think you can have too many complaints about that.
20 minutes to go. It's Cadwell. It's 2-1. They've reduced the deficit to 1 here, Ebbsfleet.
Really a cat and mouse game. Who goes first? Jalal went to his right. Confident penalty there from the number 9.
So often of late, we've seen Macclesfield grind games out. Now, there was something sapping off the ball there. This is what's happened. I just think he doesn't know.
I don't think he does.
He just doesn't know the referee, and it's hard to criticise him for that.
Sure.
Well, he's reaching for his pocket here, and it's a red card. Blissett's off. A wry shake of the head from the Macclesfield centre-forward. And just when it looked like John Askey's side were cruising to another 3 points, looking to extend the gap at the top to 12, their informed centre-forward is sent off.
If anything, that's certainly the other way round. It's not a red card.
The legs would feel a lot lighter if they could stage a comeback, a turnaround here in towards Cadwell. And it's hit by Rance! What a goal! And from nothing, Ebbsfleet, 2 down, make it 2-2 against the 10 men of Macclesfield. What a turnaround that is on the cards here. Dean Rance, the player who hit it, his first goal since February.
Strikes it brilliantly. Jalal, no chance at all of keeping that out.
Obviously, if Sutton win the games in hand, that point can be vital because it makes it 4 points ahead, and it takes goal difference out of the equation. So pleased to get a point, but when we were 2 up, obviously I wouldn't have taken it then. It's never a red card on Monday Sundays. It should have been a foul our way. But it's frustrating. I can't do anything about it. It's gone. But it seems as though referees are looking to send people off and not keep people on the park.
One to appeal, is it?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
For Sutton United to have any chance of claiming this season's title, a win was surely required at AFC Fylde. The home team at Mill Farm have playoff ambitions and were National League top scorers with 76 goals. Paul Doswell's men went into their Fylde test 10 points behind Macclesfield.
I felt that after their last-minute winners against Gateshead and then at Woking, it really did damage, I think, our title hopes. And realistically, they haven't stopped winning, and full credit to them. Listen, it's Macclesfield's to lose now, but they still got 2 or 3 tough games, and it's the hardest part of the season, definitely, for all of us.
Doswell Sutton had lost 2 of their last 3. Free-scoring Fylde had scored 2 or more in each of their last 4 games at the farm. Inside the first 10 minutes, from a monster goal kick from Jamie Butler, Sutton's top scorer Tommy Wright went for goal, denied by the hosts' alert keeper Jay Lynch. Paul Doswell's chief marksman was a man on a mission, going for a 12th goal of the campaign. And after driving from his own half and once again using the left, Wright did on this occasion beat Lynch, making it 1-0. Fylde at home had lost only 1 in 15. In the second half, with less than a quarter of an hour to go, Johnny Smith was released out wide, and with the aid of a deflection, Butler had no chance, 1-1 and game on. Moments later, with Dave Challoner's team increasing the pressure on Sutton, a mistake from Simon Downer gifted Danny Rowe an opportunity to make it 2-1. The league's top scorer has found the net 24 times as Fylde stay in the playoffs. For the first time this season, Sutton lose after taking the lead.
After months of uncertainty, there was finally some good news for Hartlepool fans ahead of kick-off at Victoria Park on Saturday. It's been announced that the proposed takeover of the club by former Darlington chairman Raj Singh has moved a step closer following the exchange of contracts, with completion expected to be approved by the FA and the league in the coming days. A statement from the club read, "The Teesside businessman has finalised negotiations with previous owner John Blackledge and will be installed as the new owner and chairman of Hartlepool United." As part of the reorganisation, former Pools boss Craig Hignett will return to Victoria Park in a new role as Director of Football.
You know, as much as Raj Singh is coming in with money to help stabilise it, the bigger picture is for next season. You know, get this season out the way, stay in the National League, God forbid. Hopefully do that, get another win in the belt, and then they can plan for next season and longer term to get this club, because for too long this club's been in a rut, it's been a mess, it's been on a downward spiral, and you've got to hope now that Raj Singh can come in and just lift it and give the whole place, the town, that lift it needs, and get maybe the glory days back.
With that in hand, it's now down to those on the field to secure their status in the 5th tier. The Pool started the weekend 7 points from the relegation zone. They faced a Solihull side unbeaten in 5 and on a mission to escape the bottom 4. A frantic first half produced nothing, but a relentless final 20 minutes was to follow, starting with Josh Hawkes, whose shot cannoned off the crossbar. The new owner will be hoping to see more of that endeavour between now and the end of the season. At the other end, Solihull, who'd lost just 1 of the last 8, were building up to a breakthrough. This time it was Amari Sterling-James who hit the woodwork. With just 2 minutes to go, the Moors produced the goal to snatch the much-needed 3 points. Adi Yusuf scrambling in from a corner to send the visiting fans wild. But no sooner were they celebrating than Solihull were reduced to 10 men. Referee Joseph Johnson taking exception to a comment from Liam Daly, resulting in a straight red card. The away win was secured just seconds later though, meaning Solihull move out of danger for the first time this season.
We're never going to come here and, you know, in November, bottom of the table, 10 points from 20 games, and go, right, let's be Brazil, let's be Man City and make the game expansive. So, you know, we've given ourselves a chance of achieving what many people thought was going to be impossible, but there's still a long way to go.
Chester FC hosted local rivals Tranmere Rovers, knowing that if they lost and either Solihull or Barrow won, they'd be relegated after 5 years in the National League. In first half added time from a short corner, Jeff Hughes crossed for Andy Cook, who put Tranmere in front. For him, it's goal number 20 of the campaign. Then after the break, on the counter, James Norwood broke free and calmly took the ball around Andy Firth to double the advantage for Mickey Mellon's men. Tranmere make it 4 wins in 5 as Chester go back down to the 6th tier days after confirming boss Marcus Bignott won't be in charge next season.
The fact that we're talking here today and we've got a football club is a positive we can draw on. The reality is, yes, we are relegated, but taken into the circumstances which we've had to endure this last 3 months, you know, what we've had to face. You know, I've lost a CEO, 2 chairmen have been in the last 3 months, 4 directors resigning, 9 contracted players. We've had to take off the wage bill. We've got half the team today playing for nothing, basically, not coming out of a first team budget. So the reality of what we faced in January, obviously now you've seen the consequence of that.
Halifax have picked up 2 points in 3 games since their last win at the Shea last month. Now sitting 17th, they welcome Boreham Wood, who had 2nd place in their sights. Luke Garrard's team, who become only the 2nd to beat Wrexham at the racecourse last time out, have kept a clean sheet in more than half of their games on the road. But Matty Brown found a way through the defence to put Halifax ahead, the captain heading home his first since October. It wasn't until after the break that Boreham Wood responded with a well-worked equaliser. Kieran Murtagh teeing up Morgan Ferrier 8 minutes into the second half. The host lead was restored 10 minutes later. Mike Fondop-Talham, on loan from Guiseley, timing his run to perfection before chipping Grant Smith in the visiting goal. The result sees Boreham Wood drop 2 places to 5th. Halifax move up 2 places to 15th.
You've hit the magic 50-point mark now. Is that safety pretty much secured?
No, again, you know, we look at what we do and how we control it, and I'll bore you by the same response no matter how many different ways you ask me the question. We've got 5 games, and each of those 5 games we're going to go and look to win every one of those games and take care of it from that.
In Hampshire, a fixture between 2 out-of-form teams. Hosts Aldershot Town had won once in 5. Maidenhead United in 5 had failed to win at all. Early on, the Shots, who ended last season in 5th position, tested out Carl Pentney, Scott Rendell, the man denied by the Maidenhead keeper. After the interval, Pentney's heroics were matched in the same goal by Lewis Ward, who kept out a Sean Marks effort. Into the last 6 minutes, there was more Pentney involvement. With the post, Rendell was stopped again from opening the scoring. Moments later, Shots captain Callum Reynolds crossed for sub Nicky Kabamba, who could finally deliver the game a goal. Maidenhead's poor away run continues. It's only 1 win in 8 now on the road for Alan Devonshire's side.
Saturday saw the first meeting between Leyton Orient and Barrow at the Matchroom Stadium in 48 years. The hosts were 2-0 winners in the old Division 4 clash that day in 1970, and they were favourites for this time. The Bluebirds have had more success on the road than they have at home, and they were ahead in London just 7 minutes in. Luke James now scoring 6 of Barrow's last 7 goals, heading in the cross from Dan Jones. The last meeting back in October finished in a draw, and Orient were level here just before the half-hour mark, courtesy of an own goal. Jones deflecting the corner from Joby McAnuff past his keeper. With 70 minutes gone, Justin Edinburgh decided to introduce Josh Karoma. 2 minutes later, he was on the score sheet, bundling in at the back post to put the home side ahead with his 2nd of the season. 2 yellow cards for Jones saw Barrow reduced to 10 men, and the O's used their numerical advantage. Macaulay Bond linking up with James Brophy, who unselfishly laid it back to his teammate for an easy finish. 3-1 the score. And with seconds to go, Bond was in for his brace. Joe Widowson providing the cross for the striker to head in his 20th goal. The win sees Leyton Orient move up to 12th in the table. Barrow returned to the bottom 4 for the first time since November.
Well, I think there's a bit more resilience about the group now. there's a little bit of a roof for the streak, knowing that the opposition we're in today, knowing that we needed to go and sort of kill them off and put them to bed really.
Playing away to mid-table Eastleigh, Wrexham's spot in this season's playoffs was far from certain. The team now managed by Andy Davis were only 4 points clear of Dover Athletic in 8th. After 20 minutes at the Silver Lake Stadium, away forward Scott Quigley was brought down in the Eastleigh box by Andrew Boyce, penalty given. Quigley, who's on loan from Blackpool, stepped up, making no mistake from 12 yards. In 13 Wrexham games, he's on an impressive 8 goals. The hosts' Boyce wasn't having a great afternoon after clattering into Sam Wedgbury. A yellow card was awarded by referee Adam Bromley. Then Quigley got the better of Boyce, and after his deliberate handball, ascending off with around 20 to play. In the 94th minute, a Sam Matthews corner was met by Ryan Cresswell. The equaliser was his first goal in a year and a half. These two clubs have the most draws this season in the National League. 18 for Wrexham, 17 for Eastleigh.
There's 4 games to go. It's competitive. The league's been competitive all season. That hasn't changed. We go down to Ebbsfleet on Tuesday now with a really important game for ourselves, which we go and aim to go and get 3 points.
To Crabble, where Dover's playoff push has been left on a cliffhanger. Just sitting a point outside the top 7, Chris Kinnear's side had suffered back-to-back defeats as they welcomed Torquay, who found themselves on their best run of the season. It wasn't until the second half that the game sprang to action, with the hosts handed a lifeline, quite literally. Connor Lemonheigh-Evans at fault for the penalty. Top scorer Ryan Bird converted from the spot to give the hosts the lead. From there, things went from bad to worse for the Gulls, who were reduced to 10 men just minutes later. Ryan Healy, the man to receive his marching orders for a second bookable offence, the first for diving, the second for the foul on Connor Essam. Referee Carl Brook then turned his attention to the technical area, sending Torquay assistant Martin Cool to the dressing room for his touchline protests. By injury time, Gary Ower's side had been reduced to 9 when Elliot Romain was shown a straight red card for a foul on Giancarlo Galifuoco. The whistle couldn't come quick enough for Torquay, who were denied a 3rd win in a row. It's a first win in 4 for the hosts.
Big effort from the 11 initially, and then obviously finishing with 9, which is a joke, to be quite honest. Can moan as much as I want, nobody listens week after week. Inept referees at this level, I'm afraid. The gap's widened, so the pressure's on us. We've got a home game against an informed team on Tuesday. We have to win.
Marcus Bignot isn't the only manager to have been told in the past 7 days he's unwanted by a National League club. Anthony Limbrick's left Woking after a run of 9 matches without victory. The Australian had enjoyed a strong start to life in Surrey, making the FA Cup second round and winning 9 of his first 15, but only 2 wins this calendar year was his downfall. Former boss Jeff Chappell is in caretaker charge, allowing Jason Goodliff prime position in the dugout at Dagenham and Redbridge. John Still's men were unbeaten in their previous 3. The Daggers made the perfect start in East London when Dan Sparks put a superb free kick past Nathan Baxter, a first goal since January, 1-0. Moments after the restart, a Shea Isaac corner was headed in by a former Dagger, Josh Staunton. For his old club, he never scored a home league goal. In an effort to regain the lead, tricky Fajiri Okanabiri attempted to get the better of Baxter, but was denied by the bar. 1-1 it finished. Woking are still only 4 points clear of the relegation zone.
It was a 3rd meeting in 3 weeks for familiar foes Bromley and Gateshead at Hayes Lane. The latter, who were denied a place in the FA Trophy final by their opponents, had yet to beat the London side this season. A fairly uneventful first half saw just 1 chance fall to the visitors. Substitute Jordan Preston finding room in the box, but shooting well wide. Bromley, who were 3-0 winners at Sutton in the week, were also struggling to find a breakthrough. Omar Bougiel coming the closest, but heading straight at James Montgomery. 0-0 at full time means Neil Smith's side are unbeaten in their last 5 at home. Gateshead now play 7 games in less than 3 weeks.
Facing Maidstone United at home, time's running out for bottom side Guiseley to avoid the drop into National League North. Following an uninspiring first period, Blair Turgott sought to give the visitors a second-half lead, but was prevented from doing so by the crossbar. Up at the other end in Yorkshire, Guiseley sub Rowan Leebird broke and fired narrowly wide. Joe Anderson went for goal from distance. Again, Maidstone were denied by the woodwork. A goalless finish means Guiseley remain last in the division, 14 points and a massive goal difference away from safety.
For me, 50 points has been the target, and we seem to have been stuck where we're at for a long time, but I think one win out the final 4 games would see us there, and hopefully that can be at Solihull on Tuesday night, but as I say, that's going to be a really tough game.
All signs are pointing down for Guiseley, despite the slimmest of chances with 6 games still to play. Solihull lifted themselves out of the bottom 4 for the first time this season. And credit to Jamie Fullerton, who has steered Halifax to the 50-point marker, a tally that all but certifies safety. Aldershot move into a strong position, with 2nd and 3rd place providing the home advantage in the end-of-season playoff semi-finals. Tranmere are in the driving seat to secure one of those places with games in hand. A top 7 finish for Ebbsfleet looks a tough ask now after their draw to league leaders Macclesfield, who go to Boreham Wood on Tuesday.
The leaders of National League South, Havant and Waterlooville, went this weekend to Welling, who want to confirm a place in this season's playoffs. Jack Jebb had a first-half free kick for Welling, well saved by Havant's Ryan Young. And from the resulting corner from Jebb, Jack Parkinson headed onto the post, goalless at the break. After the interval, a Rory Williams corner for the visitors dropped for Dan Strugnall. Little struggle with the finish. A 1-0 win means Havant and Waterlooville are 3 points clear at the top. Welling slip out of the playoffs into 9th.
A vital win for Havant and Waterlooville. They hold on to top spot, but a win for Dartford on Tuesday night against Gloucester City could put the Darts in pole position on goal difference. It's advantage Salford in the hunt for the National League North title. 3 straight wins maintains their 3-point lead as Harrogate look to pounce on any mistakes by the Ammies. This Saturday, Macclesfield will be hoping they can clinch the National League title in front of their home crowd when they welcome Leyton Orient to the Moss Rose. We'll be there as the drama unfolds from midday on BT Sport 1 and on our 4K UHD channel. Could the Silkmen be celebrating by this time next week? Join us then for another action-packed highlight show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.